Hello, in this video I'm going to show you how to add equipment using FluidLife's myLab. To start, I'll click the Edit Equipment task. Then I'll select the customer or location where the new unit belongs. Now I'll click the Add Unit button under the list. On the right, I'll now have a new unit form ready to be filled in. Only the unit identifier is required. But it's a good idea to fill in as much information as you can, both for your own use and for the lab to better understand your equipment when analyzing your samples. I'll fill in the rest of the information. Now that I'm happy with it, I'll click Save. Now you can see the list of components for this unit is blank since we just made it. To make a component, I'll click the Add Component button. For components, you must select the component identifier. You should also enter a location if there is more than one of them on the unit, left and right wheel motors for example. For engines, the lab needs to know the fuel and coolant types to properly perform your testing. Typically, the component type is the same as the component ID, and myLab automatically sets it to match if it can. Again, it's best to fill in as much information as you can. Always try to set a default oil under the Oil tab. That way, it won't need to be entered for every sample registered. Now that I'm done, I'll click Save. My component is now added to the list of components for my new unit. Simply repeat for each component. There can also be a faster way to add equipment if you already have one that's similar. For example, let's say we bought another D11 dozer. In this case, we can save some time by copying another D11 dozer we've already entered, and then adjusting the details. To start the copy, I'll return to the home page. Now I'll select the Move Copy Merge task. On the left, I get a list of customers or locations. I'll open one by clicking on the name. Then I'll open dozers. I know D130 is a D11. It's the one I want to copy, so I'll use the checkbox to select it. Now on the right, I get a list of where I can copy this unit to. I'll select myLab Test 1 using the checkbox. In the middle, I get a big Copy button. I'll click that to start the copy. As I'm copying into the same customer, I get a warning that it already exists. That's fine. You'll also see that myLab has given me a place to enter the new unit ID and serial number. I'll enter the next number and fill in the serial number for it. By default, myLab won't copy the sample results. As this is a new unit, that's what I want. If I wanted to, I'd check that option here. Now I'll click the Copy button. myLab makes the copy, and I can immediately see it on the unit list on the right. We should now make any adjustments to the components if needed. I'll switch back to editing equipment using the drop list at the top center. Then I'll navigate to the components using the lists. Now I can flip through the component information and make any adjustments. Typically, this will be simply updating serial numbers, remembering to click Save for any changes. My copied unit is now ready to be sampled. Thank you for watching.